Welcome back to Gardner Edgerton, where we hope you've got your chin strap on. It is time for the 6A semifinal game. Lauren Clark looking on as his Ravens will give it to Gardner to start tonight. This kick taken off the 3-yard line. And Gardner Edgerton will start deep inside their own territory, Johnny. This is a phenomenal offense for Gardner Edgerton, an offense averaging just shy of 45 points a game, and they do their work on the ground.
Yeah, and it's a team that produces over 400 yards on the ground, and you got to give a lot of credit to those big guys up front, led by those 3 seniors, Parker Olson and Bennett Van. So, you know, these are guys that are going to get out there and, you know, lead the way, and that's what this team's going to do, right? They're going to win up front.
A little bit different look for Gardner offensively this year. They operate out of the gun instead of under center, but make no mistake, they're going to run it right at you. Sire Padilla, first call of the night. Very shifty, and for the first time tonight, we also check in with Bethany Bowman.
Thanks, guys. Obviously, both teams want to run the football, but looking at some keys in this matchup, for Jesse Owen, he said, yes, that's a big one for us, the run game, but some other 3 big ones for him, tackling, turnovers, and blocking. He kept it pretty simple. He also said, you know, we look at players, not plays, and so they're going to look to their playmakers tonight. For Olathe Northwest, a big key is not only that run game, but taking advantage of matchups when they can. And, you know, they do have some offensive dynamic weapons at receiver. I think if they have the opportunity, they're definitely going to look at that tonight.
Thank you, Bethany. Second and about 4, an option look. McCall has a first down as he's out across the 30-yard line, and Johnny Carson McCall, if you're going to be quarterback of this Gardner offense, you got to be able to run the ball. He does it really well.
Yeah, and you see the patience. He's trying to get the ball to his pitch man, and defense kind of overruns it. He cuts it upfield, picks up that first down, and that's, again, that's the counterpart to Sire Padilla in this running game.
You saw Jesse Owen there. He said it was an open quarterback competition at the beginning of the year, and McCall absolutely took the job over. Padilla breaking tackles. Sire Padilla, far sideline. He has got speed. Down the sideline in a foot race. He is going to win it. 90 seconds is all it took for Gardner Edgerton to strike first. Touchdown 42 on the year for the Pitt State commit.
Hey, let's go, baby!
And in the wind and the rain, that kick is up and through. And Johnny, we immediately get to see what Sire Padilla can do.
Yeah, you see right here, it looks like Olathe Northwest kind of has him bottled up, and he's just able to get to the outside. And for such a big guy, you see the breakaway speed as he's just striding down the sideline, 69 yards. But again, you see the good blocking up front there, and he's going to win a lot of those one-on-one matchups, especially when it's against a defensive back.
And you can see it in the wide shot. It looked like the DB had the angle, but well, that is next level speed. Seemingly erasing that angle that the defensive back, again, to the naked eye, looked like he was going to be at least be able to angle him toward the sideline, but he doesn't even get a hand on him.
Well, that's something that this Olathe Northwest defense is going to have to do. They're going to have to rally around the ball carrier, multiple guys in on the tackles, as Padilla's not going to come down if you're trying to tackle around the shoulders.
And here is a short pooch kick that is going to be fielded cleanly. And instead of going north, the returner goes south, but you hold on to the football in the process, and that's going to be the most important thing in the rain tonight. You understand why the pooch kick in that situation.
Yeah, and typically you'll see a fair catch there, but you know, trying to make some plays, or trying to get some yards and make a play happen. Gardner does a good job of covering that kick as Olathe Northwest just inside their own 30-yard line.
Both these coaches knew that this one could be wet tonight, and they stressed the importance of ball control, not giving it to the other team. They knew if they could hold on to it, we could be in store for a lot of points tonight. Brody Comfort out of the gun. Will keep it. Not much on first down, and similar to Gardner, this offense, they want to run it right at you. And again, they've got playmakers all over the place. This is an offense averaging 36 a game. That was actually Jackson Connell, one of the backup quarterbacks that took that first snap, and now Brody Comfort is back in the game. Lauren Clark not afraid to rotate everyone on this offense. Comfort this time has his man across the 40. First catch for Quinn Sullivan, only his 10th catch of the year. They don't throw the football a lot, but Brody Comfort, he's got an arm.
Yeah, and you see the rollout to the right side, and you see the flood route. At a short, intermediate, and a deep route, and able to pick up that first down on that intermediate route. And again, this is a team that's going to put the ball in the air a little bit. Have to make sure the quarterback has a good handle on it, and those receivers are watching that catch in all the way through.
That was only his 60th completion of the year, but he's thrown for nearly 1,000 yards. Pushing the pile for about 6 yards is Jalen Douglas, and Lauren Clark loves the weapons that he's got in his backfield. We highlighted Bryce Randall in the pregame, but Jalen Douglas gets a lot of work too. Missed about half the season due to injury, but he compared him to David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs, said it's kind of the Sonic and Knuckles combo. He's not calling his running backs, David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs, but similar skill sets, and Jalen Douglas is a phenomenal athlete, very quick with the ball in his hands. Heffley this time, the third quarterback we've seen, takes off. Michael Heffley, can he get there? Inside the 10, Heffley will keep his feet and stumble in for the touchdown. Lauren Clark is already pulling every trick out of the bag. We've seen 3 quarterbacks, and that time Heffley finds pay dirt.
He's making it hard for this Gardner Edgerton defense to key in on one person. And talked about it. He's put 3 different guys in at the quarterback position on the first drive. Goes out there with that wing T look, able to find his matchups, and Heffley with the big TD run to answer the bell.
Extra point kick, up and through, 7-7. So Olathe Northwest sees Gardner go the distance in 90 seconds, and they respond in just over 90 seconds.
Yeah, you see the defender there not able to make the tackle, and after that, it's all Heffley, and you see the move there, able to keep his feet into the end zone. See the defender there had an opportunity to make the play, but see all the Olathe Northwest offensive linemen keeping a hat on a hat. They had numbers on that side of the formation, and Heffley able to find the end zone.
You know, I asked Lauren Clark this week, I said, are we going to continue to see multiple quarterbacks in this offense? That's what he had done in the regular season. He said, no, it's all going to be Brody Comfort. And I guess cat's out of the bag now. He lied to my face. But wow. 3 quarterbacks, and we told you this Northwest offense can move it. He did say a lot of very unselfish players on this offense. And they get the response, like I mentioned, in just over 90 seconds. Did I tell you we might score some points tonight? Lauren Clark is 4th season, long time on the staff. He was actually the head coach when Olathe Northwest made the 6A semifinals back in 2022 against this same Gardner Edgerton team. And I asked him about that game. Gardner Edgerton blasted Northwest in that game, 56-7. But simply put, very different team this time around.
Well, and he's a guy, you know, he's got this program riding real high, and you know these players will do anything for him.
Padilla sandwiched shy of the 24-yard line.
And that's what you're going to have to do if you're O&W on defense. You got to rally around the football, gang tackling, as you see Padilla. Just a 3-yard pickup there. And again, this is a guy who's averaging over 10 yards per carry.
Insane numbers. We told you at the top, more than 2,600 yards. He's already scored his 42nd touchdown of the year. Low snap that time. McCall, good tackle in the open field. Tyler Breel, the 5'11 senior Sam linebacker with the stop.
Again, you see the defense. They're committing to Padilla. Letting McCall cut up field. Breel right there to make the good open field tackle. 3rd and long now for this Gardner Edgerton offense.
This is a situation Gardner wants to avoid. Padilla will not get there. Short gain on 3rd down. And in a game that could end up being a track meet, we are going to see a punt from Gardner Edgerton, a 3-and-out.
You see the run just off the tackle. Again, some adjustments made by Olathe Northwest on this 2nd drive of the night, able to force a 3-and-out.
A rare punt from this Gardner special teams unit. Not often used is Jensen Honey, but he puts Olathe Northwest at their own 38-yard line. And here comes the offense for drive number 2. And again, keep an eye on that quarterback position. 3 snaps last drive, 3 different players under center. And Gardner, well aware that they're going to have their hands full defensively. They gave up 42 points in the quarterfinal win against Shawnee Mission Northwest last week. And this is a similar attack. Shawnee Mission Northwest runs the football a lot. And as you've already seen, so does Olathe Northwest. Jalen Douglas on the move. Douglas told you he's got wheels too, and he's all the way across the 20-yard line.
Number 32, Douglas. For the Ravens.
Already the 2nd touch of the night for Jalen Douglas. And if not for a shoestring tackle, he's in the end zone.
And again, with the wet night, you're not going to be able to just bring him down with the simple arm tackle. You see Douglas able to run through that first tackle, picking up huge yards. And again, this will Olathe Northwest offense spreading the ball around in the run game.
Bryce Randall has not touched it yet. Play clock at 2. They just get it off. First touch of the night for Bryce Randall. Or did they not get it off? No, a false start instead will negate this short carry and set Northwest back 1st and 15.
Well, anytime you have a big play, a long run, you know, you got to get your guys down the field and set up. And I think they were just kind of hurried out of the huddle. Definitely with the running attack on offense, you don't want to be behind the sticks very often. So 1st and 15 for this Northwest offense.
Randall remains in there at tailback as Nolan Wallace goes in motion. Catch made, ball dislodged, incomplete. It was in the hands of Cole Spriggs, but the hit looks like it jarred it loose.
Incomplete pass intended for 15, Spriggs.
And now Northwest in a 2nd and 15 hole. They do have a very good kicker, however. Sam Keeley has converted 8 of 12 field goals. This is well within his range. Randall drops the football. Fight for the ball near the 15-yard line.
Looks like he recovered by Olathe Northwest.
And Northwest will hang on to it. Disaster averted for the Ravens.
Again, that's something that these ball carriers are going to have to be aware of. Got to keep that ball high and tight. You see those sleeves sometimes get a little wet, and that ball just kind of squirts out. Fortunate for Northwest, able to hop on that ball.
Very fortunate that ball took a hop right back to Randall, and now 3rd and 10 after the fumble. Comfort, throwback for his tight end. First down, touchdown. What a play. Quinn Sullivan. And Northwest is up a score.
Pass complete. Number 1, Comfort to 87, the tight end, Sullivan.
2 catches in the first quarter for the 6'5" tight end. And he turns that one into a 15-yard score, his 4th of the year. And Johnny, watch the athleticism from the tight end to find the pylon on this score.
Yeah, it all starts with the good play fake. See the fake pitch to Randall. Good play action there, and there's Sullivan. And again, he makes the catch, and then will stay in bounds, reaching that ball over the pylon. Able to get the nose of that ball. It's that front pylon. And Olathe Northwest offense right now. Really got this Gardner team on its heels.
And there are not a ton of teams where you have to respect the play action fake on a 3rd and 10. But as we've already seen, this offense is one you have to honor that. And you can maybe see it in that replay. Those linebackers bit real hard on that fake.
And that's just, you know, good scouting. And sure, they let Coach Clark know, hey, they're going with Randall. Slip that tight end on that backside, and you could see Sullivan had 2 or 3 steps on the defenders.
That kick punished into the end zone, worth noting. That's the direction the wind is blowing, so Gardner will now be going into that wind. I understand that both these teams want to run the football, but again, special teams could be important. And it is cold and it is rainy out here in Gardner, so that wind could very well play a factor tonight.
Yeah, anytime you've got weather, you know, rain, cold, it's all the X factors that you got to look at, right? It's the special teams, it's the takeaways, the turnovers. So both teams really got to protect the football.
Back to the option look. McCall has a block. McCall is down the sideline. Another foot race. And he will escort himself out just shy of the 15.
Take a look at the block by the wide receiver. And you want to talk about the definition of a stock block. Check out the wideout, just staying with their guy, and allows McCall to kind of choose which way he wants to go, and gets up that sideline, and you see the speed.
Padilla. Oh, big collision. And again, Tyler Breel, a nose for the football. Those pads popping way up here.
Well, anybody that plays against Sire Padilla knows he's going to get his pad levels low, so it's a game of leverage. And see Breel right there, able to get underneath Padilla. You could stop his legs. That's how you're going to be successful bringing him down. If you try and tackle him up around the shoulder pads, you're going to go for a little bit of a ride. So good tackle there by Breel.
More Padilla. Padilla again put into a blender at the line of scrimmage. Riyad Jones was the first one to the football. And he's the leader of this defensive front, according to his head coach.
Yeah, we talked about the Gardner Edgerton guys up front. How about these D linemen for Olathe Northwest and the challenge they have tonight? Jones right there, able to be disruptive, get in the backfield for a minimum gain for Gardner Edgerton.
Another 3rd down test. Last time we saw Gardner with 3rd and 7 or more, they were forced to punt. option. McCall, good fake. McCall is spun down. Again, an open field stop. Stubenrock, the corner, with a phenomenal hit. That is not an easy play to make. And the corner drops the quarterback in the open field.
Yeah, McCall makes the fake pitch. Looks like he's going to cut it upfield. Stubenrock able to come up and basically make the tackle at the line of scrimmage. Will still be about 4th and 8.
Right now, Gardner has a very good kicker, and they will keep him on the sideline for this 4th down play. McCall to the air, all alone is Porter Swaim. That is his 3rd touchdown catch of the year. And we just said it for Northwest. Even on a long yards to go situation, you have to respect the play action. You have to respect the run. And right there on a 4th and 8, Northwest bites on the play fake.
Yeah, Porter Swaim's one of those guys you usually hear about in the running game being effective. He only came into this game with 3 receptions, but we just talked about it. When you run the ball as effectively as both these teams do, good play action right there.
Tomorrow evening, and will compete for a 6A championship.
Was that
they finished last weekend with a 1 rating at the Blue Valley Rally.
McCall able to kind of find that throwing window as Swaim's just wide open. McCall's just got to get it over the line of scrimmage. You see there, 5 plays, 80 yards. Both these offenses able to get up and down the field. It was that big run by McCall that sets up that 14-yard touchdown reception for Porter Swaim.
Unfortunately, I left my my singlet in the car, and I'm going to have to go get it because we've got a track meet starting here at Gardner Edgerton. 14 all, and we still got 2.5 to go in the opening quarter. Give him a little track shoes, too. Lace them up. But we are going to have a lot more big plays tonight before we send the team to Emporia. Another pooch kick is fielded cleanly with a slide.
Kickoff is fielded
by Cole Spriggs.
by 15.
And again, you understand the gamble. Your defense is getting
At the
gashed.
35-yard line,
What's
where the
15-yard
Ravens will
difference?
begin on offense.
But it's wet. Yeah, I think you understand the gamble that Gardner's taken there.
Yeah, you're trying to, force those up-backs to come up and, field that football and hope that ball ricochets off a shoulder pad or something. But you can tell both teams have studied the film and practiced it all week. You see each week these pooch kicks cause a lot of teams issues, but both these teams are well coached.
From the 35, Comfort will keep. Stood up near the 38-yard line. And after that opening drive, it has been all Brody Comfort behind center. Again, that first drive, we saw 3 different players take a snap, but Comfort has been the regular guy. Lauren Clark not afraid to rotate those quarterbacks, but he said, make no mistake, Brody Comfort is the guy.
2nd and 7.
Good move. A first down, carrying defenders to the 40. First carry of the night for Skozek.
Oh, and you see the block by the fullback as he's able to pick up that linebacker right here. Just following those blocks. This is power running right now for this Olathe Northwest offense.
On the move yet again is Northwest. Ball hits the turf, but Randall gets forward for a couple. That is twice that Northwest has put the ball on the turf in this first quarter.
You see Comfort just not able to secure that snap. Fortunate for him, he's able to pick the ball up and still get the ball to his running back. You see so many times that ball gets stuck under the center and those linemen kick it around.
They'll go out of the I formation for the first time tonight. Randall bouncing. First down. Bryce Randall just shy of the red zone.
And watch Randall, he's going to press the line of scrimmage, and then he cuts it out, but he allows that edge to get set. Again, it's the fullback setting that edge, and Randall just follows him, able to get around that tackle and pick up another first down. I think we'll see this clock go down to zeros as we head to the second quarter.
They don't have to snap it if they don't want to. But out of the I formation again, they will snap it one more time. With a rollout. Comfort will keep and get out with zeros on the clock. We have hit the end of the first quarter, and we have got ourselves a track meet in the making. 14-14 after one. Northwest and Gardner going back and forth on Spectrum News.